Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. Spiritually Speaking with Sarah is presented by the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. For the next 2 hours, listen, call in, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, and share love and light.
In me and you. Yes, indeed. There is a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And tonight, we're talking about the meaning of life. What does your life mean to you? And why are you here? What's the purpose? What's the reason? We're all part of a greater tapestry. The threads of each of the designs are interwoven, connecting us all through events, through connections, meeting people, and choices. So what choices have you made that have brought you in the path of people who, unbeknownst to you, were part of your divine universal plan, your divine connection? And what are the unexpected events that placed you in an unusual place in your life, a location, placed you in an event that you didn't expect? Wouldn't 2020 be much like that unexpected happening or event in our lives that we all shared together, no matter who we were, across the globe, no matter what you were doing, your life had some similarities to others all across the globe. And whether we knew it or not, we all signed up as a soul contract to be a part of this time and these unprecedented times that we endured in 2020. But there's a meaning behind all of this. I mean, we can talk about how and when and why this is happening, but then again, there's enough of that going on. But what is the truer, higher meaning, the purpose in your individual life? And what is this calling you to do? Of course, initially, we were driven to moments of fear and discontentment and isolation. And for some of us, sorrow and tragedy. We were brought to some of the emotions that we as humans tried conveniently to avoid at all costs by trying to make choices that would keep us in a set way of being safe. We made choices about who we surrounded ourselves with because we wanted to be with the people we liked. And we chose how we were going to live our lives as far as our jobs and our educations. And then there are those who life was already happening to. And then 2020 hit with like a big tsunami. But you have to ask yourself this. Could this be going on because there's a greater purpose? And could this greater purpose influence my life in a way I never imagined to help me discover the true meaning of life? Not just the living of life, but the breath of life. For each one of us had to step into our courageous mode. Each one of us had to think outside the box. Each one of us had to choose to live our life differently and then be more conscious of other people around us. And we had to choose to find joy and comfort within, for the external distractions were removed. And each one of us had to look in the mirror and take a good look at who we are, who we'd become, where our life was at the moment it was frozen in time, and then wonder when, if, how life would go back to normal. And then wonder if when life did resume, did we really want it to go back to the way it was? These were some questions that were going on in people's minds, and people were talking about it. But life is a vast experience that goes beyond the happenings around us, even one such as this. You see, the series of life and all of its happenings are the unwrapping of you, the unraveling of the conditioned experiences, the choices, the peeling back of the layers so that you could recognize you. Not the you that you chose to be, not the you that life led you to be or forced you to be, but the you inside, the essence of you. And in the stillness, those of us who took the time to be still, we heard the voice inside that said, there's more to life, and find the meaning. There are those of us who would travel life and experience things to find the meaning of life. Many books have been written of those who went about to journey the world, to find the meaning of life and to meet different people. But that was all put on hold last year. So we all were given an opportunity, and we still to some degree have this opportunity, to search within ourselves, within the lifetimes of who we are, beyond this lifetime, and recognize the gift that we are to the world. And recognize that every person in your life came for a reason. Even those uncomfortable moments, even that ex that you don't ever want to see again, or that job and the people at the office that drove you bananas, or that family feud that caused you disharmony. You see, every aspect of those experiences became threads woven within your tapestry of your individual life that allowed you to become woven into the lives of others, woven into their experiences, woven into their memories, their hearts, depending on the storyline. And we know that not every experience has a happily ever after ending. So we know that there are some threads of life that are kind of dangling, waiting to be picked up and stitched into the tapestry that is our world's tapestry of life, this galaxy's tapestry of life, this existence. For every breath you breathe in a new energy. And every exhale releases all those strings that were left undone, unsaid, unresolved. But we as humans and the complexity of our emotional being, we hold on to so many things. We hold on to the energy of how we felt. And often we repeat it in our minds over and over and over again, the pleasant and the not so pleasant. Because that's all we think we know of the experience. What we experienced. But when we take the step back and we look through the universal eye, the big picture's all-seeing eye, we begin to notice and recognize some of the seemingly insignificant happenings around meetings of people, conversations, moments of disharmony. What led up to the experience? And what were the feelings going into the experience? What were the moments of doubt? What were the moments of elation? Where were we as the stitch was being sewn to weave in the thread of that story? I'm often fascinated by the way life unfolds itself. Last night when I was teaching a class, I rehashed a bit of a story to show how we're always being guided. And we're also being influenced by our self-talk. And sometimes our self-talk is not just a conditioned way of conversation with self, filled with doubt or insecurity, but we are beings of light that are shining brightly in the world. And then there are those beings of light that are not as bright. And that we are, in these times, in the light versus dark. And we are in this place where we have to dig down deep and eradicate some of the disharmony that has been generational and remove the self-blame and the criticism and to heal the words that we've received that cause pain and also release the words and forgive ourselves for that which we've spoken to another. So in recapturing a story, I was reminded of just the path and how I actually chose to be a part of a company by what appeared to be a very backhanded way. It was one of those times in life when you're actively redirecting your life. But because you're conditioned in a way that you want to achieve great things, as I had led myself to feel like I needed to, I almost didn't go for a job interview with a temp agency because of, A, I didn't feel I was qualified for what they said they were going to be hiring me for, because my work was different. I didn't feel that I really should be doing that because the pay was less, tremendously, significantly less. And I had a lot of doubts. And I remember my friend, Kara, said to me, "Come on, what have you got to lose? Just go." And I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to go. And when I woke up the next morning, I didn't want to go. And I had no real reason except for I didn't really see the big deal, thought it could wait till tomorrow. I had all these excuses. Have you ever done that? I think we've all done that. But the words that my friends said to me kind of echoed in my mind, like a tapestry thread running through my brain, weaving in her impact in my life, however seemingly insignificant the conversation may be. So for whatever reason, I went. Now, mind you, there was a typing test. That was not my specialty. And so I had the interview part. And then she said, well, let's see how many words you can type in a minute. I was like, oh, Lord, this is what I have a secretary for. Shoot, we're in trouble. So I began my typing test, and before I could even complete it, she said, oh, forget about that test. I'll never forget that moment. She said, I've got a job for you. I'm like, really? She said, yes, you need to show up here tomorrow. They're going to love you. And I went to that job the next day, also kind of begrudgingly, because I was like, ugh, what are they going to have me do? Answer phones? What is that? But because I could speak well, I guess that made me a catch. So they sent me over there. And all these seemingly insignificant, not so important to me moments in life created so many opportunities in the span of a year that $12 an hour job by the end of a year's time had turned into 3 jobs that went like $32,000 plus bonuses, $45,000, and then jumped me up to $65,000 plus commissions. All because a moment in my time, something prompted me to just say yes. And a friend gave me some words of advice. What have you got to lose? In the meaning of life, there is no moment that is insignificant. You see, had I not taken that job, I would not have been able to qualify for the next job when that wonderful company relocated. And I decided I didn't want to be down by the World Trade Center, and that I didn't want to travel there during some difficult times in New York, and that I would find another job. And that next job gave me the flexibility and even more money that I would be able to move to Florida. And then my life would take a series of unexpected turns, not all of them pleasant, let me tell you, that would place me on this path. There are people who are going to come into your life. They could be a stranger. They could be someone who's a messenger, only they're just your friend, or they're just a relative, or they're just a grocery clerk. Whoever they may seem to be, every person is a vessel. And the essence of who they are is interwoven in your story, whether it's for 5 minutes, 5 years, or 50. The meaning of who you are is not a solo gig. You are the culmination of all your experiences, the culmination of all your gifts. You are an accumulation of energy. And how you use that energy in the meaning of your life doesn't determine how high you go in the world. It determines how much you expand your consciousness. It determines how hard and well you love. And it defines the essence of you. And chisels it, imprints it, like an energetic blueprint in the span of what is known as your life. And thus, for some, becomes your legacy. And legacies are not about being great and remembered like some of the great athletes or leaders of our countries. Or maybe your childhood hero. It's about being a good person. It's about caring for other people. It's about teaching your children to respect each other and respect others in this world. Life is complicated. But when you peel it all back, the meaning of who you are is defined by how you choose to live. And life is not a life that one compares another to another. It was never intended to be that. Nor was it that only one person gets this gift and one person gets this gift. And we all have gifts. We all are unique. And we all have come to be a part of a vast story where even the most insignificant moments in your life, if you were to play back the tape of your story, some more pleasant than others, I know, led you to the moment you are in now. But when you rewind the tape to 2020, don't let it be the year that your life stopped and all you did was spend time wanting things to get back to normal. Because maybe, just maybe, the meaning of your life is not about what you were doing or where you were going. But maybe it was about how much you valued who you are and how much you valued the breath of life and how much time you spent peeling back the layers and not concerning yourself with the fact that you were isolated and removed and you were financially challenged, all of which were burdensome for sure. But how you chose to interpret it and how you choose to use the moments that you feel at your worst to really define yourself. Because that's when moments of character are developed. That's when you choose to, not live the life you lived before. And to not take things for granted that many of us did. And that to, in the moment that things are not the way you want them to be, rather than focus on the dissatisfaction of how it is, allow all those feelings, all those energies that you had as a little one before some of your dreams got mashed, redirect them. Direct them to be the vision of what you want your life to be. Not the story of the world, not the narrative that's being told, although they will impact your everyday life because we are interwoven. But in these times before things begin to change again, and I promise you they will, maybe not even in all the ways you expect, when life begins to change, choose to change how you live it. Choose to allow every moment to have meaning. And to never be caught off balance, not knowing who you are, because the world came to a start and then a stop. And you felt lost. Because the world does not define you. You are your own divine world. We're going to explore your personal meanings of life and journey together right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. We're going to answer your questions. We're going to go to Facebook and chat and see what the conversation is. And of course, answer your questions on YouTube as well as Facebook. So I look forward to talking to you. 888-565-1470. Stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. You know, we're going to be right back.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up.
For the most extensive multicultural array of spiritual products, classes, and healing services in a comfortable and convenient setting, you must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza in West Palm Beach. There you'll find the products, services, and spiritual development classes to help you bridge the gap between you and your spiritual connection. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Habitat Plaza, West Palm Beach. Call them at 561-682-0955 or online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. For yourself or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza, Okeechobee Boulevard, West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit them on the web at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
WWNN 1470 AM and 95.3 FM and 96.9. We're answering your questions right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And we're talking about the meaning of life and where life is going to take us. And I'm going to go to the phone lines. I have Heather on the line, and she's in Largo. Heather, how are you tonight?
Good evening, Sarah. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. And how can we be of assistance to you tonight?
Yes, I'm having trouble with a lot of things going on right now, obviously life. I was just wondering what's in it for me in the next few months, if anything good is going to come out of it.
Yes. So let's go back to last year. Last year seems, besides the fact that we had the pandemic, seems a little tumultuous for you, seems difficult, feels like you were trying to get things sorted out. Does this make sense to you, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And when I move you into this year, I'm seeing us trying to clean it up, clean the slate, and bring things to a close from last year. When I spin you out to the month of May, end of May into the very beginning of June, I feel as if there's a closing of a chapter. And then when I look into the latter half of this year, I feel like there's a change that requires you to make a movement in work, movement in home. There's changes coming. Because I feel like we want to go out with the old and in with the new. Am I making any sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Then they also make me feel that this has been a very important time for you for healing and releasing a lot of toxicity. And they make me aware of you learning to stand your ground. Not that you've ever not spoken your piece, but stand your ground in a way that you could finally be free. And moving yourself in the energy of the healing within, so that you could be the brighter light outside of yourself. Is this also making sense, yes?
Mm-hmm.
I move into the energy of Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael steps forward, and Archangel Michael says he's balancing some things out. He throws down a paper that makes me feel like there's a legal document, a contract, or something that's supposed to be signed or organized or implemented. Does this make any sense to you?
For the future?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So there's documents, there's paperwork. And this is for the building of the future for you. What is your question around these changes that you're making, please?
My question is am I going to be financially stable in the next few months?
I'm laughing, and I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because the universe is like, oh my goodness. You have to have more faith with this.
What was that, honey?
You have to have more faith with this. You know what you know. And you can't come from the place of lack. You have to come from the place of abundance. And financial stability has been something that you've always been great at achieving, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then we took a turn. This is also true, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Really bad.
Okay. And the phoenix will rise from the ashes. And Archangel Michael will assist you in the journey. It will be a financially stable year. And you will build from there, stepping you into the year of 2022. When I move you into 2022, I feel like this is a year of empowerment. This is a year when you're glad to be you. And things feel like they're in order. And you don't do well when things are out of order, do you?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. So you're learning to stretch. You're learning to grow. To step out of your comfort zone. And you're getting to see how resilient and resourceful you are. And to that, they say bravo. It has been a great learning curve. But don't look back and don't worry. Because they are most certainly assuring me that all will be well. I see new opportunities in the horizon. This will make you feel secure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Heather, is this your first time calling the show?
No. This actually, I think it's my third.
Well, I appreciate your continuing to follow the show. Thank you so much. And we look forward to talking to
Absolutely.
you again. All right. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. Leave your questions in the Facebook feed. Be specific because we do want to talk to you. But in the meantime, we're going to go to Pembroke Pines. I've got Denise on the line. Denise, how are you?
Good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing really well, Denise. Good to make a connection with you again. And what is the asking for us tonight?
I'm just wondering where the love life is going.
Or not going. How about that?
Or not going. That's it.
It's not
or
going.
not going.
It's not going. So why are we asking? We know that answer, right? But when will there be love, right? Where and where is love going to show up? Right now, you're on the beach. And you're on the beach and you're picking up some shells. And have you ever taken home shells in your bag? And then you get home and you go, why did I take this shell home? I don't even like this shell. That's pretty much what your dating life is. Dropping off shells in the garbage because they're not your shell. It is a time for you to explore yourself and explore relationships. And primary partnership, another primary partner, it's not really time yet for that.
Mm-hmm.
So love is really more, when I look at the energy, a 2022 energy of something a little more solid and committed. You have much on your plate having to do with work, business, managing the home, doing some projects in the house, things that were needed to be done that didn't quite get done before the passing of your husband.
Mm-hmm.
You're working on those things, yes?
Yeah, I'm always working on something.
Okay. Work on those things and continue to move yourself forward. And love will come when you least expect it.
Okay.
And so will that 7 and that 6 and that 1 for you as well.
I know. I'm still waiting for that.
It's coming. It's just being a little resistant, but it's coming.
It is.
Yes. All right, my dear Denise, thank you so much for calling. And as always, following the show, we greatly appreciate you. Bye for now.
All right. Thank you,
Bye.
Sarah.
You're welcome. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to take a question from Facebook. Let's see what's going on in our Facebook feed. We want to hear who's got a question for us. And that takes us to Annie. Annie McCulley says, hey, Sarah. And she gives me her birth date. And she lets me know that there's all this rubbish going over and over that she's going through. And will it be expected? And what is the rest of that question, please? What's to be expected? She's going through a lot of rubbish.
And they won't accept and acknowledge the claim and money exchange.
Well, Annie McCulley, it's a little hard to get them to acknowledge it. I feel like there's a lot of resistance around this, and I feel like there's a bit of a runaround. So I'm going to ask you to ask the angels of truth and justice to assist you in this matter, Annie, because I feel as if they are trying to push away the claims and not honor and not give you your just due, is what Spirit tells me, what is meant to come to you. But you can expect some more clarity on this and some further movement in the direction that is ultimately meant to lead in your favor, but there'll be a little bit of game playing to get there. You'll know more about this in the month of June. I know that this has been a difficult time, but Annie McCauley, this is the time for you to step up and be courageous and speak your truth and know that the universe has got your back. Thank you for your question. We're going to pull another question from Facebook. Let's see who we have here. Wanda Velez. Wanda Velez says, hey, does your universe have a message for me? True love, career improvements and finances, moving away from Florida to the Pacific Northwest. She's got lots of questions, but the one thing I can tell you is that, Wanda Velez, this is a time of great change for you, and I do see that there's a move. And the one thing I will tell you is that the energy of Florida, the feel of Florida, is not a match for you any longer. So for you to move yourself and relocate would be an ideal fresh start, because at that moment, so many things will open up for you. By shifting the energy of your location, you will be able to shift and bring forth a lot of energy of love and a lot more prosperity. So keep us posted on this transition and this move, Wanda. It's time to pack your bags. There's another place for you to be, and that's going to lead you to your divine destiny. Thanks so much for your Facebook question. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to go back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470, and then we're going to go to our questions on Facebook and YouTube. So stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. You know, we're going to be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me?
Interested in relieving tension, reducing stress, and revitalizing your energy? Call reflexologist Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954 to book your session. Reflexology of the hands, face, and ears improves circulation, the functioning of the nervous system, reduces fine lines and wrinkles, and leads to a glowing complexion. Experience what reflexology can do for you today. Contact Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up.
For the most extensive multicultural array of spiritual products, classes, and healing services in a comfortable and convenient setting, you must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza in West Palm Beach. There, you'll find the products, services, and spiritual development classes to help you bridge the gap between you and your spiritual connection. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Habitat Plaza, West Palm Beach. Call them at 561-682-0955 or online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. For yourself or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza, Okeechobee Boulevard, West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit them on the web at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1 888 565 1470. 1 888 565 1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Do you know me? I am Sarah Spiritual, and we are answering all of your questions right here across the nation at 888-565-1470. And I've got to pop on the phone to Freddie in Palm Springs, and then we've got a caller from Australia. We want to most certainly get to that one. But Freddie in Palm Springs, how you doing, my dear? How can I assist you tonight?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing great, Freddie. Good to hear that you're doing well. And the meaning of life, how can I assist you tonight?
I'm trying to work on vibrating at like a higher frequency, and I'm trying to see if that will help with my finances. You know, like that's always my question.
Always your question. So in the asking, the question always has an answer behind it. So there's a block. There's a block on money because you feel as if the limitations that are around you are preventing you from getting the income that you want. And you're thinking in the box, my spirit guides say. You're thinking in the box of what you've been known to do and what you think you have to do to make a living. But there's some things that you can do that don't require someone else writing your paycheck. They're leading me to tell you that besides the job that you hold at a place that they're telling me we don't really like. Is that true?
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God, got to get out of there. But until we can get out of there and create a new job, I want to think of something that is a business, something that you can do from your home, from your location, something that can generate money. This is something that you could become quite successful in if you just pick just the right item or experience for you to do online.
Right.
And so it's to ask yourself, what interests me? What do I find interesting online? And what items could I consider using that can be of benefit to myself as I learn something about business, whatever that is? What can I glean from some things that I'm watching? What YouTube videos are available to me? How can I market a product or create something that I can sell online? What's available to me? What resources? What information? And instead of sitting there saying, I don't have, which I know you're not boo-hooing, but instead of saying what I don't have, focus on what you can do. Because, well, let's talk about the meaning of your life. Anyone else wouldn't be here on the planet to tell the story, isn't that correct?
Right, yes.
They didn't think you would live. Is that also true?
Right, yes.
Yeah. They counted you as gone, buddy.
Yes.
So do you think that the meaning of your life is just for you to be at a mundane job that you hate?
Definitely not. No.
No.
Like, I know I have so much more purpose than that. I'm like, okay, let's figure this thing out, you know.
Perhaps the issue is more in the figuring instead of the being.
Right.
And the figuring out we tend to push. I love when everyone's trying to figure it out. I have people tell me every day, I'm figuring it out. Stop thinking. Stop thinking. Because in the energy of being who you are and recognizing the talents that you have and how you've used them in the past to assist others, whether it's for a job, whether it's for your family, you've shown up. And in the showing up of doing what you've done, you've recognized a lot of strengths within self. Not to mention this sheer powerful strength that you had and will to live, to overcome against the odds. Not everybody can say that. So the meaning of life for you is to fulfill a purpose that is grander than just the routine, mundane actions of living life in the traditional world. So perhaps, do we want to assist others in coaching them, counseling them? Is there interest of maybe becoming a minister or a reverend? Or is there perhaps a product or an item that you're so passionate about that you'd just love to sell lots of them to millions of people, that you know it would help their life or bring them joy? You can run the gamut of so many different things that you can do. But Freddie, especially for you here in this moment, I say to you this. You clearly have a legacy of someone who is resilient, resourceful, someone who is spiritually strong and courageous, given the history of the things that you've encountered in life and how you've overcome all the obstacles. Because they said you wouldn't live. So how can we take all of that and apply it to something else, even if it's, how shall we say, ambiguous at this moment? We can't quite articulate what it is, but we can work on what it feels like. Because I promise you, Freddie, when you work on what something feels like, then things begin to change. How does it feel to be successful? You see, you're focusing on how it feels to show up at a job that you absolutely, positively despise.
Right, yes.
And you almost feel as if it's beneath you. But because you're grateful to have a job, you show up and do the best you can and try not to lose yourself in the craziness of the personalities. I understand that. I see that. But now, in the gratitude of being in an opportunity that gives you the funds to sustain life, may not have a cushion, but we're sustaining.
Right.
All of your needs are met. So we are grateful for the job and the opportunity. And I speak to you and I speak to everyone listening who's in a place where they don't want to be. But they have the means to at least put food on their table and to pay for the roof over their head. Because we know there are many, particularly in these times, that are removed from that as well.
Yes.
So in the moment of gratitude, when we recognize that, yes, abundance is my birthright and all my needs and desires will be met, because that is a written promise from the heavens. So knowing that the world is my oyster. And if I'm created in God's image and my legacy is to be a representative of God, and I am truly meant to go out into the world and do the things that some of the greats who have walked before me have done. And I can do anything because I looked death in the eye and laughed. That's what you did. I want you to sit. I want you to sit with that commentary from Spirit, and I really want you to feel the energy of what that can do and how that can translate into a physical realization. And then check back with us in a couple of weeks and share with us your aha moments. I'm going to suggest that you journal about it.
Okay.
And see what comes up. And from there, a new Freddie life will be born.
Okay. Because I'm ready for him, so yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I know you are. And you've been getting ready to be ready for all of this. So it's about time. All right? All right, Freddie. Thank you so much for calling. Trust in the process. You're actually closer than you think. So I hear on the spiritual street. So do your homework, and I look forward to talk to you again. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsor, and then when we come back, I'm going to pop back on the phone lines and talk to Terry Ann, because she's in Australia and she's on hold. So we don't want to keep her holding too long. Must be an expensive call. So stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. You know, we're going to be right back.
And there's a light that brightens up my day.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470. Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. Spiritually Speaking with Sarah is presented by the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. For the next hour, call in and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, and share love and light.
Yes, indeed, there is a light right here on WWNN, 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation, all across the world. But before we go back to the phone lines, I want to tell you about a really important class, particularly given all that's going on in the world. We've got a class March 30th, 3/30/2021 at 7:30 p.m. It's about creating the flow of money, that current, that energy of money. It's how to have the universe show you the money. Are you looking to attract money? Are you looking to create multiple streams of revenue coming into you through using the energetic frequencies that we were talking about just before with our caller named Freddie? We're talking about how do I raise my vibration and my frequency so that I can be a magnet of success. Well, we're going to talk about the principles behind creating energy that attracts abundant experiences. And it's not all just limited to the, the green cash stuff and the money that we want to have to pay our bills and live a lifestyle. It's about abundant experiences and attracting gifts and unexpected wins. Well, any of us who follow the Spiritually Speaking with Sarah show all these years knows that I've kind of got the handle on how to create an unexpected lottery win. Yeah, I know. We like to give out lottery numbers, and we like to talk about that sometimes because every number has a vibration, and when you learn to feel the feeling of energy, you learn that every number has a language it speaks to you, and eventually you can kind of follow it through. Now, my producer will tell me, well, if you can come up with 3 lucky numbers, Sarah Spiritual, why can't you come up with 6? We haven't mastered that yet, but we're working on it. So I do hope that you join us on the 30th of March for our currency and the flow of money class. We really want to show you how to have the universe, as Jerry Maguire would say, show me the money. So we're going to go back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470, and I'm going to talk to Terry Ann, and she's in Australia. Terry Ann, how are you tonight?
Hello, Sarah. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great, Terry. Good to connect with you tonight, and you're in for a clear slate, a new beginning, a fresh start. You've got to kind of scrub down the walls and kind of check a few things, but time for you to breathe this breath so that you can move yourself forward in the direction of what you want to create for yourself next. And I want you to look at this as a new opportunity year. And if last year felt uncomfortable and you felt like you had a lot of growing pains, and maybe you had to kind of cut cords with some people, it was a time for you to just clear out the old energy. That's what you went through, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And now it's new beginnings. But you're trying to get your footing, they tell me. So what's the question that you have for me, Terry Ann?
So, Sarah, I have been diagnosed with a neurological disorder. Mm-hmm. When I get stressed, I have major falls.
Yes.
I've just worked very hard in the last 9 months to have my arm working again.
Yes.
I had another severe fall last Monday, and I can't use my arm very much again at all now. Is there, it's the stress that I'm under through helping other people, our workplace bullying.
Yes.
It sort of destroyed my career, but I've been in radiology for 38 years.
Right.
I've only ever had 3 jobs in my life, and that has been it.
Yes.
And I'm really, I'm beside myself at the moment. I've worked very hard to get to where I am at the moment.
I understand.
And it's, there's been times there that I thought there was an easier way out.
I understand.
I almost did it, but I didn't because of my granddaughter.
Yeah. So I want you to take a breath. Just take a breath, Terry.
Yeah.
And I want you just to hear what Spirit's saying to me, what I'm hearing in my head.
Yep.
You are more than your accomplishments. You're more than your achievements. You're more than the person that you define yourself to be in the outer world. Now I have an opportunity to discover that. You've put yourself in a place where you were working on the healing and assistance of others while neglecting self.
Yes.
And
Yep.
now it's time for you to take care of self. And you're finding this particularly difficult because you have been so the word they give me is driven. Driven
Yes.
to accomplish and to have a reputation of integrity that was questioned and had the rug pulled out from under you several times. And it was because you had such a bright light that others did not understand the integrity and the authenticity and the discipline that you brought to the workforce. And it became complicated. And there was a major karmic entanglement with 2 people at the workplace that created an upheaval. And this was a karmic redirect for you to step away from something that was causing harm, because we couldn't allow pride to dictate how great you fare in life.
Yeah.
And you were allowing your pride to be the cause of where you really were going to go in life. And they were attacking your integrity, which I get that. We all get that, right? Because when you pride yourself on being a good person and doing the right thing, and then you get betrayed, well, by golly, you're walking the shoes of Jesus, really.
That's right.
Okay. So that tells me, when I hear a story like that, and what I hear as the secondary conversation, I love when people talk to me and then I hear other voices in my head. It's a little trippy. But there's an energy, Terry, that makes me feel that this is the path, that the betrayal is to lead you to your personal path of greatness. And it has nothing to do with organized healthcare and hospitals and radiology. It has to do with caring for yourself, creating your own miracle, and then going out and working with the angels to heal others. And I don't mean you're going to walk the streets and lay hands in the middle of the sidewalk, although that could be interesting.
No.
But that's not what I see. But I feel like you're going to inspire others to greatness, but you have to take the pause, you have to take the setback, which is your setup for a comeback. And I hear the words of the neurological disease, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I cannot diagnose, but I will tell you this, that I feel as if the brain can be restored in some fashion to divine perfection so that it is more manageable and easier for you to control, so that your nervous system doesn't get thrown off balance, that then triggers the imbalance in the brain and then causes the imbalance in the physical body and then the fall. Because I feel as if on the outer half of the auric energy, that energy that expands beyond you, that feels as if like you've picked up a lot of other people's energy, and that's actually pulling you down as well.
Most definitely. And they were very dangerous energies. I just tried to help the people.
Yes.
And I've been wrongly done by the police here in Australia.
Yes.
I was trying to save my brother's life. I knew he was going to be murdered.
Yes.
I went to the top and approached the top people in the regional areas. My pleas for help, just even to get a statement, so that if they knew who was going to do it. I kept being promised for 36 hours that, yes, they go and get him. And every time I rang, no, still hadn't done it. And I was out with my children at a play centre. I got the terrifying phone call that he'd been murdered.
Yeah.
They tried to sweep it under the mat. I have fought so hard to get justice. And I do have a very big problem with people that don't listen to me now.
Yes. And I'm also being told about loss. What's your mom's name, please?
Vicky.
Okay. So there's a lot of loss in the family of recent times. Is this true? Besides your brother?
Yes.
Yes, please. There's a woman who stands above me that is connected to you, and she stands above you, making me feel as if she's mother energy. Mother has passed, please?
Yes, yes. Her mother has, yes, and it'd be Nana.
Okay, so that would be your Nana. Okay. So, but your mom is suffering great loss as well, yes?
Most definitely. She's been
Yes.
trying to look after me,
Yes.
and she hasn't grieved either.
Okay. So, because the first words when I heard your voice is I wrote loss and then for mom. So now I understand what that means. All right. So when I look at this energy, your Nana, is that what we call her?
Yes, yes,
okay. So Nana is making me aware of 3 people who are with her. And one is a man who stands next to her, who's elderly, who makes me feel as if he's connected to her, as if he is in the husband position. Yes, that would be your grandfather. Yes. And then there's another man who stands next to her on the other side, and he makes me feel as if he's her brother. Male energy.
Uncle Bob.
Uncle Bob, okay. And then so I have an R here on my paper.
Robert.
So that's Robert, yes? Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then we have your brother who stands beneath them.
That's right.
Okay.
Stephen.
And he is there with them in complete peace. So you may be fighting for the justice, and you may be being blackballed. Blacklisted is the word they give me. And you're also under very severe spiritual and, for lack of a better word, psychic attack right now.
Yes, I am. Yes.
And this is a lot of the imbalances, Terry Ann. And this is part of what is going on with you. But I do see this. In the periods of the months of June to August, in the summertime, which might be winter for you, I don't know.
Yes,
but in our summer months, I'm like, okay, I got to remember I'm on the other side of the world here. But when I see that energy, Terry, and I just really want you to understand that this is an opportunity to get some of these ducks in a row and to, I want to say counterfile something to balance out the documents and the paperwork.
Yeah.
Your brother steps forward, and this is interesting. Your brother steps forward, and he makes me aware of 3 people that were connected to him on the, seems like Eve night, of his passing.
Yeah.
So he makes me aware that there were 3 people at the time of the passing.
That's right. There was 2 brothers that broke into his house and bashed him to death.
Okay. And so this energy that he shows me was a vendetta that was set against him, yes?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And the father of the 2 boys were involved.
Yes. Because there's 3 people connected to this murder is what they tell me, okay?
And that is correct.
And when I look at the energy around him, and I gotta tell you that although the passing was horrific in the physical, he left the body before he really experienced the pain by what appeared to be the 3rd blow, which is to the head. And I've got to say this to you.
Thank you so much for confirming that. Thank you.
So he left the
I know
body.
that he left.
He left the body when he became aware that it was going to be too much to bear in the physical, and he knew it was his time.
Yeah.
And Nana was the one who greeted him, and they also want you to know that. I also feel like there was a chain, something around his neck at the time of his passing.
His rosary beads,
Yes, okay. And
we couldn't find them.
They were ripped off his neck. He's showing me they were ripped off his neck.
Okay, I searched the house.
Okay.
High and low for them. But
they were taken. So, again, understand that they were taken.
Yeah, thank you.
But he's at peace.
Lovely.
So you need to work on functioning to heal self And I do hope, Terry Ann, that you and I get to connect for a personal session. There's so much
I
more
would
that we
love
could
to.
explore. You can go on
I
my
would love
website,
to.
sarahspiritual.com, when it works for you. And I'm really good at managing these time zones, so we'll work that out as
I'm
well.
not.
And
Yeah, I'll send you an email, Dawn. I really
yes.
appreciate it because I just, I've listened to you many a times, and I'm just so grateful for how you help other people.
Thank you. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak to you. I know the angels are around you, and know that your brother is at peace, and that Stephen sends you his love.
Thank you so
welcome.
very, very much, Dawn. I appreciate that.
You're
My
welcome.
mum will really be at peace more
Yes.
now.
Yes. Thank you so much. God bless you, and
Thank
we will
you,
talk
Sarah.
soon.
God bless you. Love and light.
Love and light. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye-bye, Dawn.
888-565-1470. I've got to go back to the phone lines. I've got to take Teresa. She's in Oregon. Teresa, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, Teresa. Good to connect to you again. We've talked before, correct?
Yes, we have.
Okay. And so how may I be of assistance to you tonight?
Well, I just learned this morning that I have liver disease. Am I going to be okay?
You will be okay.
Okay.
It is a imbalance, a failing of a bit of the liver function, yes? Yes?
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
yeah. You know, the liver's an amazing thing. Has a lot of ability to heal. And I want you to see that liver regenerating itself. I hear the story, and I know the scientific diagnosis. I hear it in my head. I'm aware, but I'm careful not to say that out loud because I don't want to give it any power, what they said.
Yes.
And we understand that that's what they see, and that's what it is at the moment. But how long it stays that way, whether it can kind of redirect its energy and balance itself out and be all right,
Yeah.
or progress, you have some power in that. You have a lot of power in how this plays out. See, Teresa, this is a time for you to live outside the lines, color outside the lines, live outside the box, and this is your wake-up call to live your life. When I spin the energy back for the years that have gone by, I go to 5 years ago, and they make me feel like things were a struggle, and that you were constantly putting other people before yourself, and then got caught in a crossfire, and you were the one who was really struggling 5 years ago. And hark, I didn't really see too many people jumping to your rescue. Is this true?
That's true. That's definitely true.
It's definitely true. And so they take me to that moment, and you have to recognize how far you've come, and that this liver is the filtration for the body. So I want you to hear this, because everyone needs to take a notice of what the body represents. It's a filtration that allows us to process through our emotions, and it's got to go somewhere. So you had so much building up that it became clogged in that area.
Right.
And it also holds, the liver holds a lot of the energy of the karma and past life connections, and you have a lot of past things that kind of came back and got complicated in your life, yes?
Yeah, correct, yes.
Okay. What's your question for me, Teresa?
And my question is, do you see anybody around me?
Let me see who we've got coming up here for you. And who had the dog? Because I'm going up and there's a dog running around. Who had the dog, please? Dog.
What kind of dog?
Like medium size, looks like a bigger size dog. It's not a little thing. It's a bigger dog. I connected to a man in spirit, connected to you. There's a man who stands above you, father, grandfather energy.
Yes, that's my grandfather.
Okay. So I don't know if there was a family dog around that time between your father, your grandfather. If you're not familiar, you might want to ask. But the dog is near the grandfather energy. See, so grandfather steps forward. Grandfather's with you. And then there's also a woman who seems very close to you, and she seems maternal, but I don't know that I want to call her your mother. Was there someone who was like a mother to you who passed? Because that's the end.
Yeah, My grandma.
Okay.
My grandma.
Your grandma kind of raised you, is this true? Yes?
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
Yes, and
And
yeah, it's really hard.
And there's a
So
birthday or an anniversary connected to her that's coming up soon, or something significant between the two of you, please?
Yeah, the
'Cause
18th of this month is her birthday.
is her birthday. Okay, thank you for that, because she's opening up the calendar for me, and she's like, like going, look here, and it's like, feels like now. And I'm covered in chills because her energy is just so strong around you, maternal, loving, caring. And, okay, so she's also talking about, this is interesting. Who was the person who made like quilts or something? What is that?
My Aunt Cease.
Okay. Has she passed too? Because someone's talking to me about quilts.
Yeah, she passed. That was my grandma's, actually my grandma's aunt.
Okay,
But
so she's
but I
with
called
her too. And do you have one of the quilts, or the family has a quilt or something? Because they're talking to me about quilts. So these two women are up there quilting. I'm like, what are they doing? They're quilting. I don't know. So energetically, they give me this fun-lovingly, so that I can share with you something that's unique unto them. But that's the woman that stands with her. And the most amazing thing about these two is that they have a laugh that just touches your heart, okay, and permeates the energy. And so they're up there laughing and quilting, and they're not, how shall I say, hovering around you. Like sometimes when I connect with someone and there's something going on in someone's life, that I could feel the energy of the loved one, like, oh, we got to keep an eye on this one because we got to make sure they're okay. They're quilting. Like, you talking about your liver, and they're quilting. Okay, and I know they're not nipping up there, okay? So I know they're cool, they're fine, and they're in a great energy, all right? So they're having this energy of support and love.
Okay. Thank you. I needed that. I just found out this morning.
Okay, but all will be well. It's uncomfortable. It is something that is livable. It's just not what you wanted to hear at this very young age. Yes?
No.
Too young to hear all this craziness.
Yes, it is.
But now we know what we know, and we have the power to heal. Teresa, know that you are blessed beyond measure. The angels are with you. Okay. Understand that. Do you have a childhood doll or something in your room? What is this doll?
No. I don't think so, no.
Who used to have the dress-up dolls, like pretty dolls, like porcelain face dolls? What is that?
My mom.
Okay. You don't have one of those?
No, I don't. I don't.
You might want to get one.
Yeah, I might want to get one.
Might want to get one, okay? Because this porcelain doll seems very important to the family story.
Really?
Really.
Okay. I'll ask my mom about it.
Yeah. So if she doesn't still have it, get one, sit it in your room, sit it on your bed, and talk to Grandma.
Okay.
Talk to them.
Okay.
All right?
I'll do that.
They'll be right with you. All right? You're not alone, honey. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then we're going to go all across the country a bit more. We've got calls in Lakeland, calls in Chicago. I wonder what the weather's like there. And then, of course, we got our friends on Facebook and YouTube. So stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
I know you, have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up.
Interested in relieving tension, reducing stress, and revitalizing your energy? Call reflexologist Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954 to book your session. Reflexology of the hands, face, and ears improves circulation, the functioning of the nervous system, reduces fine lines and wrinkles, and leads to a glowing complexion. Experience what reflexology can do for you today. Contact Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
Back here live on WWNN 1470 AM and 95.3 FM. And we're answering your questions all across the nation, all across the globe. If you're just joining us, you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we are connecting with Spirit, exploring the meaning of life and, well, just being one and connected. I've got to go to Chicago. We've got a caller on the line from Chicago. Hello, you're on Live with Sarah Spiritual.
Hi, this is Yvonne. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing well, Yvonne. How are you?
I'm good. It was just so amazing. I typed you a question, and I got in my spirit. It's like, no, call. She needs to hear your voice. Oh, well, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
It was so real. Yeah. It was like, no, you have to call. She needs to hear your voice. So this is Yvonne. My birthday is February 22nd.
I got it, my
darling.
Yes.
I haven't worked in a year with this pandemic, okay? But I need a financial overflow. And then my soulmate, he passed 2 years ago. He was September 17th. Okay. September 17th. Yeah. And I'm at a standstill, Sarah.
You're at a standstill. And when he passed in 2019. Yes, please?
Yes, okay. Yes.
And
March.
Yeah, I was about to say right around now. Thank you for that. So
yes, he did.
And this energy, you know, I feel this energy around the two of you that makes me feel as if you thought the thoughts, you were different individual people, totally individual people, different, but at the same time you thought each other's thoughts. There was this connection, there was this synergy, and wherever he is in his being, what he's chosen to surround himself with at this moment, so I can make a connection, is a lot of music. Did he listen, Yvonne, to lots of music, or there's a lot of music around the two of you, please?
He loved music. There was this one song he told me, he kept telling me to listen to, and we didn't know he was going to pass. Okay. But I just listened to it 2 days ago.
Okay, because he's playing music, so let that serve as a connection between the two of you, okay? So acknowledging music between the two of you and the message of music. And if he gives me the music, if I can hear the song, I will definitely give it to you. But he has so many more important things to tell me than music, but he just wanted to start with that. He said that he said goodbye without saying goodbye. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but he didn't want to say goodbye to you, and he didn't want to leave you. So he said goodbye without saying goodbye. And he's turning the pages of what looks like paper, and you have a letter from him or something, please?
No. I'm writing stuff down now, but no, I don't have a letter.
Okay. There's a piece of paper he's showing me. I don't know if it's your letter, his letter, but it clearly looks like a handwritten piece of paper. And this piece of paper is something personal between the two of you. So I don't know if it's a letter, if it's a card, but it's clearly written in ink. So it's handwritten. It's nothing typed. It's nothing official. This is what he's showing me. So maybe when you open up a drawer or something, you're going to go like, oh, now I know what Sarah's talking about, okay?
Okay.
And what he's talking about. So he talks about shutting down, like his body just shutting down. Does this make sense to you, please?
It did, yeah.
Okay. But his heart in the energy of love never shut down is what he wants you to know. And then he's talking to me about, who has a son, please? He's talking to him about a son. Is it your son, his son? He's talking about a son.
He had just found his son 10 years ago, a son from when he was a teenager.
Okay. And he wants you to look out for his son, please. Something about his son, okay?
Okay.
So keep an eye on that, or keep that connection going, because he's talking about his son. And he says you pray a lot. You pray a lot, Yvonne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He says she's always praying. And he hears all your prayers, and so does God. And he also says that, first of all, it's not your time yet. So don't be looking to be with him anytime soon.
Okay.
He's with you. So I don't know if you've been like, oh, I just wish I could be with. He's like, don't do that.
Okay.
He wants you to know that you're to be here because there's so much more for you to do, because you have helped so many in your journey. Is this true?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And there's more people, Yvonne, for you to help. And whether it's just been a plate of food or running an errand for someone or being that listening ear and that coach, really, you're like a coach for people, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And he says you have a special place in your heart for women and children. This is also true, yes?
Yes.
He says before you met him, you didn't have it as easy. He made your life easy. And I think he's kind of joking about that, too, because I think he was a handful.
Yes,
okay?
he did.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he was a handful, and he knows it. But he so wants you to understand that what he brings to you here in this moment now is all of his love. And that financially, you're going to be all right. And what Spirit is showing me, my guides are showing me, is that there is a work that's going to come for you that is something simple that you can do on a regular basis to generate abundance. And then there's this really crazy idea that may come upon you, and perhaps it has already, that you want to kind of do something to generate money that's your own little business or something. And is this something that we've already thought of, please?
I've thought of it, but I don't know what it is. I thought about, since I'm not working, what can I do here? But I don't know what.
Well, it'll come to you.
Okay.
What is this about him and like pie? What does pie mean to him?
Him and pie?
Yes, he's talking about pie. Dessert, pie. Is there a pie that he wanted to eat or something?
No, I can't think of anything, but I was just thinking the other day still about how he used to cook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But something about a pie. So you're going to have to file that on your paper too, because he It's clearly a pie. I know what a pie looks like, and it's clearly a pie. So I don't know if there was a favorite pie that he always wanted to have at a certain time, or maybe right around now. But there's something.
Okay.
All right. But please look after his son.
Okay.
You're not responsible for him, but just check on him, please.
Mm-hmm. And could this be also my nephew who he took in as his son? He loved my nephew. I had him because my sister passed.
He would have said to me, the nephew. He clearly used the word son, and he kept saying the word son. So, but thank you for that. Your sister passed? Yes, please. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I have two sisters that've gone on. One some time ago.
What does
and the other one
month of July have to do with one of them, please? Passing, birthday, something. The number 7, please.
In July, no, she passed in. One sister passed in August.
Okay.
The other one passed in February.
But hear what I'm saying. So there's one of them is giving me the number 7. So if it's not a month or a date, it is something having to do with them. So I'm going to leave you with that.
Okay.
So I don't know how many years in the family or something, but she's giving me the number 7. So when they give me something, I honor it, I take it, I write it down, and that's what I have. But Yvonne, there is work coming for you that's a part-time gig that's going to bring you in some revenue. Give some thought and consideration, Yvonne, for a business because you are more than capable of doing something from your home.
Okay.
All right, my dear. Thank you so much for calling. And how's the weather in Chicago?
Thank you. We had a great day yesterday and today, 50, 55, so that was good.
That sounds chilly to me, but if it's good for you, then you enjoy it. So, Yvonne, how did you hear about the show? You've called before, haven't you?
Pardon me?
Have you called before the show?
I have, and I've got some friends that have called. And one other thing, do you see anybody else? I know I've got too much going on now, but anyone else in my life as a companion?
Oh, I know you have quite the life coming. That's why he's very clear to say you're not leaving there anytime soon. So you're going to live your life.
Okay. And he was my life. He did everything for me. That's why it's so hard for me right now.
I understand that. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I'm going to do one of your seminars coming up soon. As soon as I get the money, that's the only thing that's holding me back right now.
All right.
But I'm going to get money. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Bye for now, Yvonne.
Okay. Bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to pull a question from Facebook, and then we're going to continue back on our phone lines. Let's see. Oh, well, we're going to YouTube. We got Jessica the Goddess. She says, hey, Sarah, hope all's well. She's in a really weird space. Well, welcome to 2021, part 2 of 2020, honey. But she needs some help and insight and a direction to help her propel forward. So the interesting thing about my lovely friend, the Goddess, here is that her energy is really ready. You're really absolutely ready to launch a new aspect of finances and career. And clarity means for you, you have to follow your heart. You have to be true to yourself. You cannot follow the direction and opinions of others because that will not serve you well. And this weird space, this uncomfortability is to create this opportunity for you to have an aha moment. So wiggle in the weirdness for a while longer, my dear. But I feel as if you are destined to make a difference in other people's lives. And the way you choose to articulate it is going to be in a creative way, a creative flair. So be open to that. And I also see, if you haven't given it thought, I actually feel like you might need to make a little bit of a move. It may not be a long distance move, but there seems to be perhaps a local move that will kind of freshen up the energy and give you a nice new shift. So thanks, Jessica the Goddess, and get out of that weird space soon enough. So hang in there, my friend. Bye for now. We're going to take another question from Facebook or YouTube. We got Iris. Iris says, hey, do I see her moving to Bonaire this year? You know, Iris, it is time for you to get a moving and a packing. And when I look at the energy, the best part about this is it's a time for you to expand your horizons, expand your consciousness, expand your compassion and your ability to love. And then, yeah, all my bags are packed and you're ready to go. And it's time for change. And that change is most likely going to come a little later in the year. I don't feel much movement happening yet. So, my darling Iris, hang in there and know that change is coming, and you are the director of this shift for yourself. Thanks so much, Iris, for your Facebook question. I'm going to pull one more from Facebook. And let's see, we've got Lori Pellegrino de Sousa. Lori, thank you so much for your question. She says, she gives me some dates of some birthdays, and she's like, it's a love question. I just know. So she wants to know, can it work? Will it work? So we've got two very interesting personalities, strong personalities that have come together in a very interesting way. What I will tell you about the person that you're interested in is that they seem to have a lot going on within themselves, and they really spend a lot of time in their mind, and they may not always be sharing. I don't feel like they're sharing all of their thoughts and their feelings with you, and it's something that can work, but it's going to be an easy step-by-step process. If we jump from 1 to 7 rather quickly, things will fall apart. There's an energy about your partner that I don't know if it's a jealousy or an insecurity, but there's this feeling, this vibe around them that they can get a little off balance. So you're going to have to kind of see how that suits you, because you're very much a free spirit and someone who likes to feel like you can be your own self, but you are very grounded in what you believe, but you need to feel free. So this is something that will be more evident to you in about the next 6 weeks. Will it work? We're on a 75% chance that it's going to work. I'm not giving you a ding-ding, slam dunk on this one, but I feel like there's some communication that if it's bridged properly, we can build a strong foundation to understand our differences and form a really good union. It's just going to take a little work. Thanks so much for your question. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we've got to continue all across the country answering your questions at 888-565-1470. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing.
Interested in relieving tension, reducing stress, and revitalizing your energy? Call reflexologist Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954 to book your session. Reflexology of the hands, face, and ears improves circulation, the functioning of the nervous system, reduces fine lines and wrinkles, and leads to a glowing complexion. Experience what reflexology can do for you today. Contact Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
Sarah Spiritual, and you are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we're answering your questions, talking about the meaning of life and whatever Spirit has to share for each one of us. We've been answering questions on Facebook and YouTube. But at this moment, I've got to go back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. I've got Paula, and Paula is in Lakeland. Paula, how are you tonight?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Paula, and how can I assist you?
Let's see. Do I attract spirits?
Do you attract spirits? Well, first of all, you're a
Yes.
spiritual being, and you are an empath, and you tend to attract a lot of people's energy. You tend to attract a lot of people who are in need of assistance as well. Does this make any sense to you? You're familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay. As an empath, you tend to take a lot of other people's energy. They suddenly feel better, but you seem to feel a little drained, yes? And by spirits, you're actually talking about the angels, the guides, or you're talking about negative spirits? What are you talking about?
Like I've been seeing stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're not attracting them. You're not attracting them. You just have the ability to notice that they're there. You're not attracting them. They're always there. They're all around us, and we just don't know it. What I would love for everyone to understand is that if you can take your hands and then spread them out into the energy, there's little bits of energy that are connected to the universe all around you. And in some of those pockets of energy, we will find the energy of the divine guides, the angels, the fairies, our loved ones. It's all there. And, you know, we look to heaven because we look up, because that's how we were trained, but heaven's all around you. And the energy of connection is there. And what's happening is, Paula, it's not so much that you're attracting them, it's just that you're opening up more and noticing them. You're noticing them in the hallway. You're noticing the energy go by, and you're thinking, did I just see something? That's what you're noticing, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I feel like someone's trying to communicate with me or trying to tell me something.
Well, a lot of times we think they're trying to tell us something, and really what they're trying to say is, hey, there's something else other than the life that you're living that's connected all around you. And, you know, perhaps it's a relative, and it's not often that our relatives can, you know, send us signals, but when they do, they're usually profound. There's also guides and angels that are always around to assist you. So, Paula, when I look at the energy and I connect to the energy of where you are, they also make me feel that this is a year when you've got to get things in order and balance. You've been feeling out of balance as a person for a while. Is that true?
Yes.
And the personal life has been out of sorts, your primary personal life. You've been feeling a little alone and disconnected, yes?
Yes.
They also tell me that the balance between personal life and finances equally is challenged, yes?
Yes.
So the area that's lighting up in this beautiful balance of a pyramid they show me is the top part is the energy of the divine. And right now that's opening up to lead you in the path that you no longer attract people who are not a good vibrational match for you, because we seem to have been in some difficult relationships, yes?
Okay.
Right? We've had some challenging relationships around us, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And Spirit makes me aware of the growth that's supposed to happen for you. And when I look in the energy around you and I'm made aware of the people who have gone on before you, and they give me the number 3. So there's 3 people connected to you who have passed or are connected to you in family. And one of them seems to be a little bit more near and dear to you, stepping forward in the energy of female energy, steps into the energy that feels like the grandmother energy. Does that make sense to you, Paula?
Yes.
Okay. So grandmother energy steps forward, letting me know that she's connected to you, around you. And I feel as if you've been also connecting with things in the dream state. Your dreams have become more vivid or different than they have been in the past. Yes? Is that true?
Yes, it is true.
You're opening up. And little by little, you'll be forming deeper and better communication with the angelic realm, your guides, your angels, and also following your own intuition. Because you don't always listen to yourself. I don't know why, but you know you don't want to do something, but then you still end up going down a path you didn't want to do. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Okay. There's a new job opportunity coming for you as well, Paul. Are you looking for a new job?
Okay.
Are you looking?
No.
Okay. New opportunity is going to present itself. New work and new job opportunity. So look for that to come your way.
Okay.
Okay, Paula? Is this your first time calling the show?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for our conversation, and I trust I've been of service to you. Bye for now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 888-565-1470. We're going to go to Seattle. I've got Manisha on the line. Manisha, how you doing tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, Manisha. And how can I assist you?
I am contemplating a complete change of career, but I'm not sure that this is going to work out for me.
Well, I think you're calling the right place, right? So the first thing that they really make me aware of is that this is a time for you to really journey into your soul and ask yourself, who do I want to be? Not who I was conditioned to be, not what I set out to be, but this is really when your soul is beckoning you to step into your true, authentic, integral self, the intricacies that define you. And Manisha, I don't know if you're also considering a move, but I see movement around you as well. Is there a move that you're considering as well?
I am.
Yes,
I am. I'm not sure where or how it's going to work out.
So when I first connected with you, the first energy that came through to me was the energy of Mother Mary. Mother Mary's energy is nurturing you and kind of supporting you in this transition. And I heard the song, Let It Be, right? When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me whispering words of wisdom, let it be. Set your intentions, set things in motion, and then please let them be, Manisha. You have been of service to many people around you and loyal to many, yes?
Yes.
And now it's time for you to take care of you and to honor yourself. There's a man connected to you on the other side, steps in the side of the grandfather energy. And I want to place him on Mom's side of the family. Does that resonate with you? Who is the man connected to Mom who's older, who passed, please?
Nobody connected to my mom. The only male that has passed recently for me is my father.
Your father, okay.
Yes.
Okay, it's father, grandfather, got it, okay. Because this man connected to you, because it feels, your father reads or feels older. Did he have like an older way of being, please, your dad?
Yes.
Okay. Dad reads like your grandpa. I'm sorry, but that's the energy he has for me. But he's very much with you, and as you're embarking upon this new shift and new change, he's giving me this energy of a lot of pride around you. Like he's proud of who you've become. And he makes me feel as if there were times he wasn't always present for you. Does this make sense during your changes, please? All right. And for this, he has great apologies for you because he feels you need to hear that. And he sends you love, and he wants you to know he's proud of who you've become. And he acknowledges he may not have been as big a part of that as maybe you would have liked. But he is with you even in spirit. Okay. Well, Manisha, we're out of time for right now, but I do hope we can continue this conversation as you begin to navigate these changes, but make the big change, make the move. I got a new attitude for you, and I think things are going to look real good real soon. All right?
Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our 578th live show here for Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's always an honor to be of service to you. Thank you for allowing me to connect to your loved ones on the other side, the guides, the angels, and enjoy who you are and realize that you make a difference and you are part of the tapestry of life and your life has meaning. Good night. God bless you. We'll see you next Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
And there's a light
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate life. Listen and call in next week and let Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in next week for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.